Okay, perfect. So welcome to 5 of 5 masterclasses. Like we were saying before, I can't believe this is the end of the masterclass series. What we're going to be touching on today, or what I'm going to be talking about, is daily activities to grow your social media audience. And this is quite a controversial topic that's discussed by creators, in that usually the first thing that marketers will recommend is that you tap into your existing audience to build connection with them and to sell your products and services to them. This is great unless you have used your social media account as a personal account with friends and family previously. If you have done this, it means that you're going to be trying to sell your products and services to friends and family. And like we spoke about in the niching down masterclass and really focusing in on your niche, your friends and family may not be your niche. This same rule applies if you've had a business account and you have focused on one niche. And I'll use myself as the example here because this is something that happened to me. I was working in the health and wellness space and I attracted people who were interested in health and wellness. I have pivoted to helping health and wellness entrepreneurs with business. And so when I started posting my business stuff onto my page that had people who were interested in health and wellness, when I posted it there, my interaction went down. And so when you have a change of niche, you might find that you've got a dip in engagement until you can start to build your followers back up with your niche that you're now targeting with your content. So today we're really going to be looking at those simple things that we can do to grow our audience with our niche. And this is why I sent out in the email, and I've said previously, that you really need to know who your niche is before you do the activities that I'm going to talk about today. If you're still struggling with who your niche is and working that out, getting really specific and targeted, the more you can niche down, the better in this instance. If you're still struggling with that, please let me know and we'll work through that. If I have time at the end of this class, I'm going to also talk about social selling and how you can have conversations in your DMs. Last week, we spoke about how you can create content, especially top of funnel content, to attract your audience to you and start engaging with it so that you can then reach out to them to have the conversation to move into a social selling type situation. It's a rare instance when you have high ticketed offers or even offers that are over $100. It's a rare instance where you will advertise them, talk about the desired outcome, what your offer is, and how you can help your clients get there. It's rare that they will pick that up from your post and just immediately buy it. It's more than likely you will reach out to them in a DM, say, hey, I saw you commented on my post, or you liked it, you interacted with it in some way. And I'm just reaching out to see, one, if you're in this current situation or what your experience has been previously, something about what you put in the content of the post that they interacted with, to see why it is that they're engaging with it. When we do these daily activities, it's really important to have that content strong on our pages, your Instagram account optimized, so that when you do these activities, they'll see you pop up in their notifications in their feed. They'll come and have a look at your page. And if they connect with your page, that is when you get the follow. So this is where everything kind of goes hand in hand. We need to have our Instagram optimized with who we help, how we help them, and what it is we help them with. It's important to have like a start here highlight button that kind of explains, hey, I'm such and such, and I help this group, this niche do this by doing this. And then we can say, I've got a freebie that you can download, or I've got this free thing that you can have. All I need is your email address. And this is where you start. You start here with this, whether it be journal prompts, whether it be like a free guided meditation, whatever it is. And so you start to get them interacting with you, your brand. They drop into your email, so they'll start getting like newsletters or emails or things like that. And you can start to build that connection. So when you get to the point of going to sell your high ticketed offers, they've already come across to your page, they've interacted with your content, they've engaged with it previously, they've done your start here, and they might be using your journal prompts. And so there's already this sense of connection that you're starting to build. So that's what you have to have established before we do these daily activities, so that when we bring them over, they can see very clearly from our content and from our page. It's like almost they're walking up to your brick and mortar business, but it's your Instagram profile. So they can look in the window and they can see everything that you sell, and they can choose if they want to walk in the door. And that walk in the door is the follow. So I'm going to share my screen now. A really cool trick that I learned how to do was share my mobile. So this is my mobile at the moment. This is my home screen. You guys can see that? Just give me a little nod if you can. Is it big enough, or do you want me to make it bigger? Okay. Hopefully that's nice and clear for you guys. So we're going to be looking at Instagram today. This is my Instagram. So we're currently on the home page. If I head over to my Instagram account, we can see that it's optimized. So we can see who it is that I help, what I help them do, and what that will lead to. We've got a call to action in my bio. So if you want to book a call with me, I've got my start here button. I've got some testimonials. We spoke previously about highlights, but it's a really good idea to have some testimonials in there so people can check that out too. And then we've got content. My niche are health and wellness coaches. So if I want to go and find health and wellness coaches on Instagram, I'm hoping that their Instagram accounts are optimized, or that they have health and wellness coach either in their name. I'm hoping it's in their name. If it's not in their name, I can definitely assist them with optimizing their Instagram. But they may have it in the bio too. I previously spoke about how Instagram was moving from hashtags to SEO search. And this is what's searchable. The name and also the bio. The name is going to get preference over the bio though. So if I head to my explore page, so the little search button down the bottom, I've got things that Instagram thinks that I might like pop up in my feed. But what I want to do is I want to search for health and wellness coaches. Health and wellness coach. What it's going to do is the health and wellness coaches I already follow, it's going to preference in this list. I'm just going to click search, and then I'm going to go to accounts, and I can see there that Ash has come up in my search. So this is because your account is optimized. So we've got wellness coaches written here. So this is preference that. So that's kind of cool for you guys to see. If I go to accounts, it's going to bring up everyone that's got health and wellness coach in their bio. Yeah, you did. Okay, so let's see these first couple ones. So I'm already following these guys. Let's just check the messages. I haven't previously sent this person a message. I do follow them though, because they said health and wellness coach. I can see here that she's got 2 kids and a dog. I teach women how to say yes to more and realize they have their own identity outside being a mum. So having a look here. So I can see she's part of the Health Style Emporium, or Juice Plus, because this is on her account. Next. Okay, I don't follow Cara. She does post about smoothies, smoothie bowls. She's part of the Naked Health Challenge. So this is someone, because this is like a group of women that are all within an MLM, this is easy follows essentially for me, but they're not likely to buy my products and services because they've already got mentorship throughout the program. I'm still going to grab a follow with that though. What I might also do, so once you find someone who is your niche and who might buy your products and services, if you follow them, you can go through, we can give their posts a little like, we can read a little about their content. I'm going to add a comment saying mindset definitely matters. I'm also going to have a look at her stories and see what it is she's posting about. So she's posting about her kids. She's posted about the fog here in Dubbo this morning. It was very foggy as well. So I'm going to make reference to the fog here this morning. Similar to the fog there. I'm not exactly sure where she is. And I'm going to leave that where it is. It'll be interesting to see if she gives me a follow back while we're on the call this morning. We'll slowly start moving through the list. So another one, health and wellness coach, women in midlife, beyond reach and optimal wellness without obsession, wellness coach, personal trainer, nutrition consultant. So I can also see she's got a hashtag in her bio, which is not optimal. And she's an OT. So I can see she's posting about wellness, she's posting about exercise, she's posting about, being at the beach. These are all great things that I like to see on my feed. We're going to go follow. And then we are going to have a look at her content. So she's got some reels here. So I can see the biggest things I'm looking for here are ways in which I could potentially help this niche, right? Or this person. She's got great content. Like, she's got good themes. She's got where she's positioned in the market. She's doing things that are really good messages for people to hear, right? Don't forget to hydrate. People forget to drink water all the time. 7 pillars of self-care. Love that. Food. She's also got good comments on this as well. So we're trying to find people in these situations that would benefit from your content. Oh, this is funny. Most people say our son looks like our husband, and she put a beard on herself. So that's funny content, right? It's good, it's good content. She hasn't got any stories. I can also see she's got 944 followers. So with this type of content, it's funny, it's educational. How many people do you think that Laurel could help if they knew her page, if they knew about her page? And so it's like, I see this and I'm like, okay, so if she could reach another 1,000 people, or if she could tweak a couple of things to optimize the content on her page, or if she could remove the hashtag from her bio, or even have a call to action. She doesn't have a call to action here in the bio. If she could make little tweaks like this, she could potentially sell a lot further than what she currently is. Moving down. Here's another one, health and wellness coach. I'm on a mission to help women look and feel confident, have more energy, sleep better, and learn to love themselves every step of the way. Love everything about that. We've got 435 followers. Did you also notice that I had to click more to read the rest of her bio? So if I wasn't actively looking for people to follow, I wouldn't have clicked more. And so when I went to her page, I would see what it is she's wanting to do, but she doesn't have a start here button. I'm not exactly sure how I would go about working with her. The content that we've got, how do you reduce stress? So like some of this content's fantastic. I love anything about stretching. Do you really need a digestive enzyme supplement? So she's also like talking, debating, providing information. She has some stories up. I love when health and wellness coaches keep it real about going to find M&Ms, right? So interacting with that once again. Also going to give that a follow. Should have done that first. So what you can do, have a think about who your niche is and what keywords you can search for your audience. If you're struggling, if you're struggling with finding keywords, you can still use hashtags. So if I went, oh, where's my hashtag? Hashtag wellness coach. I can go to tags, wellness coach, there are 3 million. And then here you've got the option of going top, recent, or reels. If we go top, these are going to be the accounts with the most followers. What we really want to be doing is going recent. This is going to show us who's been posting recently. There are a lot of accounts on Instagram that were used previously, like you might even have another account yourself that you were using, but you no longer use or that you no longer use or engage with. And the less social you are on social media, the less your profile will get posted. So having a look at this, wellness coach, the recent, if we have a look here. So let's have a look at Patty. Online worldwide, wellness coach, pharmacist making the world healthier and happier, Colombian, take the wellness profile survey. So she's got 7,000 followers. She's got a call to action in her bio. Let's see what her content's like. So we've got some quotes. Oh, here we go. She's just using quotes. A couple of reels. So she's more leading by example. One thing I would say about her profile is that what she's doing is she's showing up as herself and as her confident self. So this is going to attract a lot of people, right? If you wouldn't feel comfortable standing in a bikini in front of a pool or in front of a beach, you know, holding your hat, you may go look at her page because she's got some inspirational quotes. She could probably up her caption game. But there would be a lot of people that would connect with this content, and there obviously are because she's got 7,000 followers. If we have a look at reels, let's have a look at what her watch time is. So her reels aren't going to...
Colombian pharmacist, I'm sure she's very busy.
Yeah. Exactly. So I can't read that caption because it's not in English, but I'm guessing she's adding a lot of value through what she's posting. So she's got some here. So this reel's got 13.3 thousand views, 18.7 thousand views. There might even be some pharmacists that watch this and think, hey, if she can go and travel the world and do this online, maybe I can too. So she's attracting a certain type of person, right? If we go to our next one, smiley photos are always nice. Okay, brand new account, 45 followers, and she's not following anybody. And she posted this 17 minutes ago. So I'm going to give this a follow. If she's just starting out, she doesn't look like she's going too badly with her content game. Okay, so she's got good caption gain. Have you guys ever used hashtags and then gotten a shit ton of comments like this? This is a reason why I don't use hashtags. So it is searchable, yeah, but the SEO search and like reels and other algorithm tricks are going to preference your content to real people rather than necessarily bots and things like this. SEO is search engine optimization. So essentially what it does is this is how Google works. So it has a look at what what content you put in your caption or what words you use in your reel, and it'll optimize it based off what you've written. So for my niche, if I use words like ego or higher self or, buzzwords, I suppose, that is what's going to be searched for more frequently. So like wellness coach is searched for. People might search for a job title. They might search for, think about when you go to Google and you type in what is, and then Google preferences all of the questions that start with what is. They're the optimal, I can show you. I don't know what's going to happen though, so this is always a bit risky. It's like, what's the most common thing searched for on Google? So this is where, so what is my IP? That's the SEO search preference here. This is what most people have been searching. Next is what is sepsis. This is also probably going to be a bit skewed with artificial intelligence for what I search for as well. It would change if you said what do. What does point of view mean? What does NAIDOC stand for? What does mean? What does monkeypox look like? What does woke mean? So like these are the things that people are searching for, and these are the SEO search preferences. When you've got your own website, it'll also have SEO search preference. So when you type in something in Google, it'll preference you on the list of search items as well. Does that help? Yeah. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, choose if you can use hashtags if you still want to. I don't necessarily like all of this stuff that comes with it, and I was using them and then I stopped using them and my engagement didn't change. So you can always do a test with your audience though. Even this stuff is good. Ever notice your kids watching you? Let's have a look at what her real watch time is. See, these are good too. So she's got good watch time on her reels. But I think we used the example, Rochelle, I think we used your account when we were looking at how many views versus how many likes. And this is something that I've been talking about recently too. You may get, like, the algorithm might preference your content based off the way that you've developed it, but it may not get the likes. So when we're looking for trending audio and trending content, we need to look at the views, which is what we can see here. So we can see like 4,600 views, 3,700 views. But when we click on it, she's got 49 likes. So if we had 3,700 views and then we had 500 likes or something like that, you can see how that content's actually more valuable than what the actual views are. So this one's got less than 1,000 more views, but it's got 76 likes. So this added more value than what her last one did. Yes, Ash. So Ash asked, using buzzwords in hashtags, but putting it in the captions. So that's what you need to do. So if you find words that resonate more with your niche, are things that they're searching for, are things that they're wanting to know, that's when you write it into your caption or put it in the words on your reel. It's the same for a website. This is why a lot of people have a blog, because they will use the most searched for value add in their blog. Same with like YouTube. If you go into YouTube and type how to, you want your how-to videos to pop up at the top because it's going to optimize your watches, your views, and the people that watch your content, and in turn that will either lead them to wherever you want them to go. So on all my YouTube videos, I always add like, head over and follow me here on Instagram, or come jump in my Facebook group, Society for Success. and so that they can drop into those two places. And they're also what's called SEO search, and this type of thing is called, it's for long-term gain, not for short-term gain. So when you're posting on Instagram or social media, you've got about a 24-hour window for that piece of content. They've kind of extended that with Reels to around 6 weeks, but after that, the only time people are going to see a reel that's buried in your feed is if they go to your profile and search through what your previous content was. And this is also where I recommend you have a repetition. So you have like a 10-week cycle of content, and you'll go back and post about the same thing you posted about 10 weeks ago. Because once that content gets lost in your feed, if it is a really good piece of content, your new followers won't have seen it. Some of your audience may not have seen it. So it's important to cycle back. You might even change, like previously we were doing a lot of static images, so just one post, and we have a caption with it. You might find something like that you can then use in a reel. You might find a trending audio, you might do a nice little video, and you just copy paste that same caption that you used on that static post back when you first started your account. And this also kind of takes the overwhelm out of creating content. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to continuously be making new content or writing new captions, because it can be time consuming. And this is where I recommend you have like quote posts, motivational posts that are shorter, that you can still add value, and then you can come back and add that big chunk of content later. Yes, so that's what we need to be doing. We need to be recycling our content. If you want to get like a 10-week calendar, if you've committed to yourself that you're going to post 3 times a week, you can get a 10-week calendar, or you can just have 10 lines on a page, and you might choose a new theme for your audience each week. And you might explore something different about that theme, or you might just reuse the same caption. You might then decide, so that might be one of your pieces of content for that week. The next one might be a quote or motivational post, and the next one might be like how-to tips, or it might be a testimonial, or it might be sharing part of your story, or sharing part of someone's story that you've worked with. That's how you can kind of like really show your brand, show your expertise. We want to establish you as an expert in your area. And by doing that, you need to share your knowledge and what you know about your business, about working with clients, about what works and what doesn't work. We can bust myths. There's a lot of industries where it's believed that you should do a certain thing, and you might go against the grain and say, hey, I don't think you should be doing that. I think you should be doing this. One that I'm going to explore over the next few weeks while I'm promoting my self-care day is that the concept of filling your cup. Why do we have to have a cup that's empty? Why can't we have our cup full all the time, and then we have it overflowing, and that's what we're able to give and provide to others? So I'm going to challenge that idea about having a cup that, like, why is the cup our limit? Why can't it be more than that? And by doing that, it can be a little bit controversial. You might have some other people say, well, I don't have time to do that, or I don't have this. And that's where you can add tips about what it might look like to have your cup constantly full. It doesn't have to be spa days or bubble baths or whatever else. It might just be putting your favorite song on each morning. It might be dancing around the kitchen while you make breakfast. It's about how you can incorporate those little things into what your existing routine and habits look like. So that is essentially the themes of daily activity, is going through searching for hashtags or searching for accounts of people who might be within your niche or within your industry. The other thing that I would recommend you do, and I think I've spoken about this before, but I'm not sure if it's been in this masterclass series, is having 5 big accounts. So accounts with followers between 20,000 and 200,000. Yes, Rochelle. We can focus on, so it's 5 big accounts that are within your niche. So they do the same thing as you. They have the same niche as you. What we want to do with these 5 big accounts is go and have a look at who's following them. So one way in which I do this is I have a folder in my saved section of my Instagram account. So if we go to the hamburger, so the 3 lines, it's called a hamburger, don't ask me why. There's a saved section here, so saved. You can make folders in here that are titled different things. So Instagram will immediately give you one for all posts, and they'll give you one for the audio that you save. And so this is where I also save trending audio for me to use in Reels. But what I've got here is I've got people within my business niche. So these are other people that post to a like-minded audience. So if I go here, I've got 7 posts saved from 7 different accounts. I'm going to head to this one down the bottom here, Small Business Growth Club. So if I head over to her account, she's got 52.2 thousand followers. She posts things similar to me. She's very bright, very bubbly, and she's just showing you how to make content a bit easier. She's got her 3 pinned posts up the top. She's got a mixture of reels, mixture of carousels, mixture of static posts. What I'm going to do is just choose one of her posts. Boost engagement with story games. So we've got here, no one cares about your biz. Sorry, your audience cares about one thing, themselves. So meet them in the middle, play with them. Story games are a perfect way to boost your engagement and connect with your audience and show them you're not a work-obsessed sales monster. So she's kind of fun. She keeps it real. And she's got 51 comments here. So I'm going to go through and have a look at these comments. Here are 4 super fun story games to play. Let me read the post again. Is pineapple on pizza ever okay? Coffee or tea, dogs or cats? Dogs are smarter than people, truth or lie? How would you feel if you made $1 million? That makes more sense with this first comment. Pineapple is always okay on pizza. Prove me wrong. It didn't make sense before. We got Glen Gowdry Distillery, done. So they're following her for content tips on that type of thing. They're not my niche though. The Barefoot Marketer, they're someone also in this same niche. So I'm not going to have a look at them. If I keep going down, Denise Art, content marketing. Hey Sham Social, content marketing. So this is where other people have gone through and liked her content because they're in the same niche. Digital creator. This is a bad example, guys. Next, Easy Reels. Here we go. So fashion stylist in Canberra. She is following for tips, right? I provide tips like that. I'm already following her as well. So I've already gone through and done this on this page. The Hair and Skin Collective. Here we go. Natural hair and skincare. So once again, go through, like a few pieces of their content. This is kind of cool that they make their own stuff. And then what I'm going to do is just write that. I love bath soak. So it's just engaging with their content so that they'll see me pop up in their notifications of like 3 or 4 different pieces of their content. I've added a comment. They don't have any stories, so I can't comment back on their stories. But this is another way that you can find people that might be part or might get benefit from your content. Rochelle, we did some of this with one of yours a couple of weeks ago on the call. So for those on the call that don't know, Rochelle works with women who have lost children. And I think, so you are baby loss. Did we look at baby loss? accounts. It was this one, wasn't it? Okay, so this is an account, 16.9 thousand followers, a community focused on amplifying the voices and sharing the stories of parents who've experienced pregnancy and infant loss. What I love about this page is they've got a checkerboard grid. They've got very nurturing and warm content in that, like, they're trying to let people feel like that it's okay. We've got messages to the children, and what they've done is they've shared the stories of people who have lost kids and they've tagged them here. So here is someone who has lost a child. So this might be someone that, Rochelle, you want to reach out to and help with your content. Not all these people that we bring across to our page will turn into clients, but they will turn into followers who will get value from the content that you are posting. So it's just about building that connection, building that audience. And you might even attract someone. So this person may have lost a child a while ago. They may have gone through a healing journey and they may feel okay now. Not that you may ever feel okay, but they may not be in a point where they want coaching or group coaching or one-on-one support. However, they may know of someone who does, and they may tag them in your content as well. And so this is where it's important to use a mixture of call to actions. So drop a love heart if this resonates, or tag someone who you think needs to hear this today, or different things like that, because that'll also be a growth activity to draw people across to your page. I always recommend that you incorporate a quote post, a motivational tile, or something like that onto your page, because it's what's called shareable content. When people see it, resonate with it, it's likely they'll share it to their stories. And when they share it to their stories, it's likely to reach their audience. And if their audience resonates with it too, they'll click on that post and come over to your page once again. That's how quote pages on Instagram are able to grow at exponential rates, because everything they share is shareable. So keep that in mind when we're looking at content strategy. Are you guys okay at the moment with the daily activities for finding people to bring across to your page? You don't have to go and follow a bunch of different people. I would recommend following between 5 and 10 people a day, and starting with that. It will get to a point though where your audience grows to a particular size and your content will start making it onto the explore page, which is what you can see in front of you now. Once your content starts making it to the explore page, this is where you can start to grow, because people will click and see it rather than you having to go and follow them. But initially, while we're growing our audience, it's important to do those reach outs to get some new people coming through. And then we have social selling. So if you guys are okay with that, I might just touch on that for this last 10 minutes about selling socially once we've got, interaction on our posts. So going back to my grid. So this is where we'll put out content. It might be on our stories. It's important to be putting a mixture of content out there. So throughout the Reels challenge that we're doing this week, I'll be pop a reel up with this audio, but I will also say, go and put some interactive polls and stories up. Because while you are consistently posting with your Reels, your stories are also going to get more views. When you create a reel, make sure to always share it to your story, because your story views count as Reels views. So that's important to kind of expand the reach, because that's what we're doing here on socials, is we want to post something and we want to get maximum reach as far as we can with what we're posting and what we're putting out there. With our top of funnel posts, we might have something that, we ask them to interact on the post with our call to action. They might just have shown love on it. They might just have double tapped, which is, interaction, it's engagement. And in these instances, when they've reacted with it, that's a message for me to say, hey, I can reach out and connect with them because they've connected with something that I've said. Going to use the example of this reel I put up yesterday. So when people ask me to see photos of my kids, and I've got like a really happy, upbeat song on there, and I've got photos of the dogs. So I've got 44 likes, but I've got a bunch of different comments. And so this is instance for me to reach out to them and say, hey, thanks for liking my reel about my kids. And then I'll put like a little paw print up there and say, do you have dogs? Or what type of dogs do you have? Or do you have dogs? And we can start to talk about that. No way am I even looking at selling anything to them at the moment. I'm just connecting. They've resonated with something I've put up, and then I might say, hey, that's fantastic that you've got dogs. Do you get out, like walk them often? Or how long have you had dogs for? There's lots of different questions that you can kind of ask just to keep the conversation going. You might say then, do you have any great dog parks near you, or where do you live? Where are you based? Are there any good dog parks near where you are? And then you can start to get a feel for where they live and start to ask them about their current situation. You can say, do you get out much with your dogs? And they may say, hey, no, I don't, because I'm stuck at work all the time. It's been so cold recently, and so by the time I get to work and then get home, there's not much daylight left and it's too cold to take them for a walk in winter. They might say, I get a chance to take them for a walk on the weekend with the kids. They might say all these different things, different responses to your questions. And then you can keep touching base about all of these different things and work out where they're at in their current situation. Like I said before, not every person you reach out to will be an ideal client. So we have our ideal clients who fit our niche, and then we have our dream clients who fit our niche, but they're also motivated to change and they want someone to help them with that change, and you slot into that category. They're dream clients. Then we've got ideal clients who are in the situation of our current niche, or they're in the current situation of the niche we want to work with, but they may not be super motivated to, move forward, to make a change. They might know that they need to, but they may not quite be there yet, and you might be able to get them there through your conversation. But it's going to take a little bit of extra work on that. So biggest thing is just connection back and forth. Once you start connecting with people in DMs as well, they will start seeing more of your content. It's just the way that it works. Instagram wants us to see content from our friends, and they assume we're talking to our friends in our DMs. So by having more conversations, you will get more of your content out in front of those people that you're talking to as well. So that's one way in which you connect. You don't have to always be posting. I've spoken about this before. Don't always be posting about what it is you offer. We want to establish you as an expert in your field. And if you're only posting about what it is you offer, you're not actually adding any value to your audience or helping them get to their desired outcome through your content. So we need to start like putting those invisible threads, or start showing your ideal audience their current situation and how they can get to their desired outcome. You might post things about the desired outcome. You might post things about their current situation. You might post things about your story of how you went from the current situation to your desired outcome. You might talk about how you're on the journey yourself, and that the biggest thing that you have taken away from your own journey is that it's best done when you're supported or accountable. So you might just incorporate those type of things too. You might provide some free content or free masterclasses, or do a live with some free content, and start building that connection, get more people interacting, and then reach out in DMs. And I love how distracted I get by everything. Here's another simple one. On my way to achieve my goals. I've got 45 people who have liked this as well. Might reach out to them and say, hey, I saw you comment. I saw you shared some love on my post about me walking on my way to receive to my goals. Are you working on any goals at the moment? Or you might just say, hey, how are you? Thanks for sharing some love on my post. You might not even go any further than that. And just get that conversation going. But because I'm posting constantly about transformation or going somewhere or what I'm currently doing, there's lots of relatable stuff in there for me to start those conversations in my DMs. If someone just reached out and said, hey, I want to learn more about your offer. So this post, if they said, hey, I want to learn more about this, I've got no point of reference for a commonality. I know that they're interested in this position, but I need to start a conversation to work out what those touch points are going to be for us having something in common and if this is a good fit for them. So that's where you start working out, like, where are they living? What's their current working situation? What are their goals in business? Or have they ever had a small business previously? And it's asking these questions, which I call qualifying questions, to work out if they're your ideal client or if they're your dream client. If they don't fall into either basket, send them some love. You keep in touch with them, interact on their posts and stuff, but don't necessarily sell them anything. We don't constantly have to be selling everything that we do. One thing I do is provide lots of content tips. So with content tips, I might say, hey, thanks for, sharing love or commenting on my latest content tip. Did you try it? Did you give it a go? Or go and have a look on their page and see if they did give it a go, and then comment on it and say, hey, you nailed it. Or you might even just add some value and say, hey, I loved how you did this, or your transition was so smooth. And you just kind of start the conversation. Social selling is about being social. It's about connection. Selling should be a pleasant byproduct of the conversation. So if you get to a point where everything's clicking, you've worked out their current situation, you've worked out their desired situation and where they want to go. Once you've established that, you can say, hey, love that you're doing this. I've got something that might help you get there, or it might help you get there faster. Or if I know you've struggled previously with accountability, would you like to hear about a way in which I think might benefit you or keep you more accountable towards your goals? And that's when they start to be open. Use the word open, not interested. Are you open to this? Not are you interested in this? Because when we ask if they're open, everyone wants to be open. They don't want to be closed. So when we say, hey, are you open to this? More often than not, they'll say yes to just hearing about what your offer is. It's important to give them like a get out of jail free card. So like, there's no obligation to buy anything here. This is just me saying, hey, do you want to check this out? I always like to include knowledge is power. I want you to know what all of your options are here so that you can make the best decision for you. This is what I can provide you with. If you feel like it's a good fit, I'm happy to discuss it further. But once you've also established their current situation, what they're struggling with, where they want to go, you can fit what it is you offer into their lives and start to paint a picture. You are the creator, you are the artist, you know your niche, you are an expert in helping them get from A to B. You can say, hey, so what this could look like for you is this. Or I know you said that you do this, this, and this. The way in which I see what would work best for you is if you find something that could help you achieve this, and it might look like this. Because I think the biggest thing is when we start to sell our offers is that we know what our offer looks like. We know it might look like 1 hour of coaching per week. It might look like Voxer support. It might look like, I don't know, whatever else, all the freebies that you add. We know what it looks like. But as a client coming in, they can only see where they want to go, and they can feel the pain of their current situation and where they're at. And they might need help in seeing how what you offer might fit into their week and how it will get them to where they want to go. They need to see that vision. And once they can start seeing that vision and they can see that your offer is what will get them there, that's when you're more likely to convert followers into clients. And I know that was a lot of information just then, but hopefully that's helped, or hopefully you've taken something away from it. I'm going to conclude the recording here. If you have any questions about the 5 masterclasses, please reach out and let me know. If you need help with applying any of the content in the masterclasses to your business and what you do, also please reach out. I'll be in touch probably in the next few weeks about some additional masterclasses, which I think might help gel some things together. And I'll be running another Reels challenge very shortly too. So if you want to look at applying some of what you've learned throughout this masterclass series, you might want to apply that through the Reels challenge and actually watch the magic happen on your account So thank you very much for joining me for the 5-part masterclass series, and I'll be speaking to you soon.